Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is watcharc. My name is Simone. I am a 21-year-old Italian broke watch enthusiast, and in today's video we are going to be talking about this watch, which is a Lorus. I feel like this is a really interesting watch, although maybe it's not the best watch for me, but I feel like this is a great option for a lot of people out there that are looking for an everyday watch, automatic, for not a lot of money. This is a great option. First of all, I would like to introduce Lorus as a brand a bit, because I feel like it's a little obscure, but it's a great brand in my opinion. It's basically it's Seiko. Okay, this watch has got a 7s-6 movement. It's basically a lower tier brand of Seiko, just like Grand Seiko is the upper tier. This is the lower tier, and it shows a bit. If I compare this one to maybe my Seiko 5, I can see that there's a little less attention in some things like the finishing or maybe the dial, but besides from that, this is a great option. It's got a couple of flaws, but they can mostly be excused for the price point at which you can find a watch like this. I'm going to be writing here the exact model number because I can't remember that, and yeah, let's get right into the review. So guys, let's begin with specs. We have got 42mm for the diameter, 49 lug to lug, and 13mm in thickness. So this is a pretty substantial watch, and this is the main issue that I've got with it, but I understand it's only for me. It's on the utmost limit that I can go towards. I can't see myself wearing anything that is even slightly bigger than this one. Even this one is a bit of a stretch for me, but I feel like it still works somehow, and I wear it anyway because I love it so much that I don't care about the sizing. But yeah, do keep that in mind. It's also pretty heavy. It's not a lightweight watch by no means. The head of the watch is pretty substantial, so it's well built because you can feel it's really solid, but on the opposite hand of the thing, it's really not the most comfortable watch to wear, but it's still wearable, it's still livable. It's just for maybe people with slightly bigger wrists or that they like wearing bigger watches. The other specs are, I guess, great for the price point. We have got, as I said, a 7s-6 movement, which, whilst not being the best, is something reliable and is proven and easy to repair, easy to find parts. So it's really, I guess, a great choice for a watch movement in this price point. It's got no hacking, no unwinding, so it's something really simplistic. One of the specs that I love the most about this watch is the fact that this is 100 meters of water resistant watch, and it's a great thing for me because I feel like when a watch has got 100 meters, you have that peace of mind of just washing your hands, going into the shower or whatever with your watch on. It's just, I guess, a little peace of mind that you have to wear your watch basically wherever and not having a problem with it getting wet and breaking. Let's talk about the dial, because the dial is maybe my favorite part about this watch. This watch has got a sunburst gray dial which plays with the light in a great way. I love it, how it looks. We have got numerals all around. We have got a date, which is color matched, so I can excuse that. I am an advocate for no day dates on cheaper watches, but like this, done with a color matched movement, I feel like it's great. And then we have these red accents from 9 to 12 and the second hands that really do work and make this watch look appealing, less boring and more interesting. They had a bit of character to it. This is, I would consider it a pilot's watch because we have these syringe hands and this arrow second hand, or maybe a field watch, something like that. It's a watch that you can take outside, even though it's got a couple of polished finishes that I am maybe not the biggest fan of. First of all, because they are not done to the greatest standards, and second of all, because I feel like they don't really suit the look of the watch, but it's whatever, just ignore that. And yeah, I feel like this dial is really what sold me on this watch. And the other thing that sold me on this watch is the lume. It's surprisingly acceptable. I was expecting nothing. I was expecting nothing for the lume, but when I got it and I tried it, it's not amazing. It's not a dive watch level of lume, but it's serviceable. It's surprisingly useful, And yeah, I was expecting really nothing. We even have a bit of lume on the counterbalance for the second hand. I love when cheaper watches show this level of attention to details from the manufacturers, and I enjoy when watch brands do give some kind of attention, some kind of care to their lower end watches. I adore it. I adore how they printed the numerals. It's all printed, but they're raised. You can see that there's a lot of lume on them. I enjoy looking at that. I enjoy looking at the fact that they thought about maybe adding a bit of color to the dial that would have otherwise been very boring. I love the printing. Maybe there's a bit too many fonts on the dial, because the font for the logo is different for the font of the writing of automatic, but it's really a pet peeve. It's not really an issue, obviously. But yeah, the dial is really surprisingly well made for this lower end of watches. Let's talk briefly about the things I'm not so keen on, because we have to talk about that as well. First of all, you were expecting this, I'm sure, the bracelet. The bracelet is nothing special. It's folded link, although not the hardest to size, but yeah, it's not great. It's not quality feeling, as you can hear, not great. And yeah, the clasp is nothing special. We have the Lorus logo here, but it's nothing special. It's a press clasp. So yeah, the bracelet, don't buy this watch for the bracelet. The other thing that I'm not enjoying, and if I was expecting to not enjoy the bracelet, I would be surprised if I had enjoyed the bracelet. This one surprised me a lot, and I never found out about this one on any other watch that I ever owned. How do I say it? The crown is a nightmare to use. It's not small, it's just that it won't pull out from the watch. It's crazy. Guys, I don't know if I can bring to you how hard it is to operate. I had to use a knife to pull out the crown to set the day and the time of the day. It's crazy. It's something that should not happen, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't have the biggest nails in the world, but yeah, I should be able to do that. And I'm able to operate all the crowns in all my watches without any issue. This one gives me a lot of problems. And being an automatic, obviously, you are going to have to reset the time a couple of times a month, maybe more. And so it becomes not a really enjoyable situation, and if you rotate a lot of watches, you will end up having this watch run out of power reserve, and then you have to set it, but it's a nightmare. So yeah, this is not really a great thing, and plus it's got a lot of travel when you operate it like this. It gives me the hope that it's 100 meters of water resistance are right, because if it's so hard to pull out, it's probably going to resist water. But yeah, it's not the best thing, and I was really not expecting this. But all of these arguments do fall out against the hard fact that this watch can be found on Amazon for 75 euros. 75 euros, it was one of those prices that don't make sense to me. And yeah, I think that Lorus is trying to put itself in the price bracket that Seiko used to occupy with the Seiko 5 line, and I feel like it's a great place to be for them, because yes, they don't have the brand recognition of Seiko, but they have the infrastructure to be a competitive brand in the watch world. And when there's a new brand that enters the competition for the automatic watch space, it's always a great thing for us enthusiasts, and I enjoy seeing brands embarking on this thing, on this new trend of automatic watches. I adore it, I love it, and I love this watch. I think it's great. So if you want to have a piece that it's sturdy, that is well made, it's a bit playful, it's a bit big, as I said, but if you want to have a piece to rely on, something not too expensive, maybe to bring with you when you're working out or whatever, this is a great contender. So yeah, I would advise to you guys to consider this one, because I fell in love with it, and if my wrists were bigger, I would probably be wearing this one much more. So guys, thank you very much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are about this watch and about this brand as Lorus. I've never had an experience with them, and the first one went pretty well. So guys, let me know if you want to see any other review of Lorus watches. For the meantime, I'll see you guys next time. This has been watcharc. My name is Simone. I am a 21-year-old Italian broke watch enthusiast.